Today I am Marie Kondoing the crap out of a lot of things. So I've just been in a cleaning mood, I guess. So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to start going through my makeup because I'm realizing this is not how I want this to look. I don't want this to be as messy as it is. I want it to be more organized. There's a certain way I want it in my head, and I have too much stuff to have it that way. And to be honest, I'm not using a lot of this, so a lot of it can leave. Today we're gonna start up here with my eyeshadow palettes and other palettes. So if you want to see me declutter my stuff, then please keep on watching. First we have the Morphe 3503 palette. I can tell you right now this palette is leaving. I really wanted this palette and I thought that I would really enjoy this palette, but I just don't. I find myself sticking kind of to these colors here on the top row and maybe using like these 3 dark ones or these 2 browns over here, but I find myself not using this at all. And the only reason I would keep it is for this green, but I have a green eyeshadow from the brand Illamasqua that is identical to this green, so that's not a good enough reason for me to keep it anymore, and it's leaving. Then continuing on with Morphe, this is the original Jaclyn Hill palette. I have the version from before they changed the formula. I love this. This is my perfect all around everything palette. I travel with this when we were allowed to travel. This is perfect. I use all of these colors. It's such a beautiful palette. I'm sad that they changed the formula on this, but I won't be keeping this because I can't get this specific formula anymore. And then another Morphe palette that I am keeping is the 35C Everyday Chic palette. And I like that they have gone back to this plastic packaging, at least for this one. And this is what this one looks like. This is more cool tones, which I don't have a ton of cool tones, but it is, I guess I would say, neutral leaning cool. This is one of my favorite palettes. I didn't think I would like this, but it was so pretty that I bought it, and I absolutely love this palette. Then I have the Warrior 2 by Juvia's Place. This is like the perfect matte shadow palette for me, so I am definitely keeping this. Then I have the Chocolates by Juvia's Place as well. This is beautiful. I love this, and I have recently purchased the Taupes palette, so I love actually using these two together. One is very taupey and cool toned, obviously. The other one has more warm browns, but these go beautifully together. And this taupe one is beautiful on its own as well if you've got more fair skin. Then I have some random ones. This is the e.l.f. Bite Size palette in the shade Pumpkin Pie. I like this. I honestly need to use this more. That's part of the reason why I want to get rid of so much stuff, is so I'm using things that I do really enjoy more often. Then I have this cream shadow palette from MAC. What is this? This is called the Silly One Pro Eye Palette. These are all creams. I like to use these as bases under shimmery shadows, so that's what I use this for. And then I have the Huda Beauty Khaki Haze palette. I absolutely love this palette. I think this is so beautiful. I've heard mixed reviews on these palettes, but I really enjoy the color story of this. The texture of this is beautiful, and it's really just my kind of color story. I have this. I got this palette off of Amazon. I will try to link this palette below. It is just an empty magnetic palette, and I keep all my Sydney Grace shadows in here. I have a whole video on Sydney Grace that I will link down below if you want to go check that out. But keeping these are such great eyeshadows. And this is a highlighter by Sydney Grace that's just in here. Next, I have this X's and O's palette by ColourPop. This is another one that I know is leaving. No matter what I do with this, I just feel like I get the same look all the time. I think it's beautiful. I love the packaging of it. The packaging is stunning. The shadows are such great quality, but I just feel like no matter what color scheme, what I do, I feel like every look I do with this looks exactly the same. Then also from ColourPop, I have the Raw Beauty Kristi At Forest Sight palette. This I absolutely love. I love these colors. I love that it's almost all mattes. It is just so beautiful to me. Then I have this one from Lime Crime. This is the Venus Immortals palette. This is a black and gray palette. It does have a brown in here that is more cool toned, but I love this. This is the only thing like this in my collection. If you were thinking about getting that Jeffree Star cremated palette, I definitely suggest this because nobody needs that many grays in their collection. But this is perfect for me because I don't do this color story a lot, but I do have to say I really enjoy this formula. I want more Lime Crime shadows, actually. Then I have this one from Pat McGrath. This is the Mothership Rose Decadence palette. I got this for a steal on Black Friday. I had rewards from Sephora. Whoops. I had rewards from Sephora and I saw that it was on sale, so I purchased this. This is only a 6-pan palette, but this is beautiful. I love these shadows. I think the quality and texture of these are just like regular Pat McGrath shadows. I love this. This is so pretty to me, and the packaging is just stunning. And then I do have a larger Pat McGrath palette as well. This is the Mothership, I want to say, the Mothership 7, the Divine Rose. That is what this looks like here. This is another one of my favorite palettes. I think it's stunning. I'm probably going to use this on my wedding day. I am pretty certain. Now getting into my Anastasia palettes. These are things that I used to love, so I have a hard time getting rid of these because I loved them so much. And at one time, Anastasia was hands down my favorite eyeshadow formula ever. They're still a very good formula, but they just have released so much, and I think I've just become kind of disenfranchised with them. With all of the stuff they've been releasing, it's just kind of like, take this, take this, take this. It's not well thought out releases. It's just like, here's 3 giant pressed pigment palettes. Here's all of these palettes, and it's not giving any time for other products that they've released to really shine and I think get recognition that they deserve. So I'm just kind of over Anastasia. And this is my Modern Renaissance palette. This has been well loved and well used, and I have said in past videos that I want to try to use this up, and I want to pan every shadow in here, but that is just not realistic for me because I have so much, and this is so old. This is at least 5 or 6 years old at this point. I want to say, like, I bought this 2014, 2015, somewhere in there, and I have panned, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shades in here, so that's pretty good, but it's just old, and I honestly have all of these colors in other palettes that I'm going to be keeping, so there is that. Then I have the Norvina palette here. This is leaving too. I don't understand why this color in particular is in here anymore. Everything else seems so warm or neutral, and then you have this random really cool toned gray brown, almost like a slate color. I don't know. I don't find myself using this anymore. I was very excited when I first got it, but I'm just not using it anymore. I don't even think about reaching for it when I get ready in the morning. So it's leaving to go find a better home. Like, I haven't even used 1, 2, 3. I haven't even used 3 or 4 shades in this palette because I just don't like them. So this is leaving. Then this was a debacle palette. I fought with myself about purchasing this and buying it, and when I saw it in person, I was like, oh yes, this is my kind of color story. This is my kind of palette. I will make this work. So I still really love this. Reach for it a lot. I'm going to be keeping this. This is one of my all-time favorite palettes, whether it's Anastasia or not. I really enjoy this palette a lot. Then I have the Prism palette as well. This one, I don't know. I might keep it for one more declutter because I do really like this color story, but if I don't reach for it by the time I declutter my palettes again, it's leaving. So you survive this round until the next. Then my last Anastasia palette that I'm definitely keeping is the Alyssa Edwards palette. I absolutely love this palette. I love this color story, and I love Alyssa Edwards. So really this is kind of a collector's item for me. Then the last palette I have here is this MAC palette that I have built over the years of working for MAC. So it's got the panel in the middle, so you could have creams on one side and powders on the other if you wanted to. But I know all 6 of these are leaving. I don't use these colors. I just not into it anymore. This side, I don't know. Really, I feel like I have these 2 somewhere else. Oh gosh, I don't know. I know these 6 are leaving over here, but this one I just don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it, and maybe I'll put like an update or something in it, but these are shades that I genuinely use and genuinely like, but I know I have them in other palettes. But we're gonna have to think on this one. These 6 are leaving though. So that does it for my eyeshadow palettes. Next, I think I'm going to tackle loose shadows, single shadows, and loose pigments. So if you want to see that, hit the bell notification down below and subscribe so you see it when it uploads. And if you like this video and like decluttering and Marie Kondoing, give this video a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. And I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.